We spent the last two sessions discussing the digital HR department on the left and the digital border guard on the right. And if you're like most people, you're feeling a bit claustrophobic, like you're trapped between two groups of people who both want to run your life. They just have different reasons for doing it. This is part 3, finale, of our 3-part series on the political glitches that are breaking modern society. And if you missed part 1, go watch The Liberal Paradox, where we expose how universal rights turned into the digital HR state. In part 2, we flipped the script on the conservative slide and their own big government contradictions. Today, we're breaking out with the third way that both sides are scared of. If you want the full picture, make sure you go back and watch number 1 and 2, then come back. And make sure to hit subscribe with notifications so you never miss these deep dives, and there's definitely going to be some more. They think if the government doesn't force us to be kind, we'll just starve in the streets. They mistake state compassion for human compassion. The right looks at libertarians and sees chaos. They think if we don't have a strong leader and a moral police, society will collapse into a Mad Max movie. They mistake state order for social harmony. The truth, libertarians aren't anti-society. They are anti-state. And there's a massive difference. One is the people you love and the businesses you build, and the other is a guy with a clipboard and a gun telling you how to do it. Libertarianism isn't new. It's the classic liberal operating system that the other two parties chopped up and sold for parts. In the 1700s, thinkers like Adam Smith and John Locke weren't trying to build a right-wing or a left-wing world. They were trying to build a world where the king and the state was irrelevant. Even into the 20th century, that lived on. In the late 1950s, the John Birch Society emerged as a fierce voice against expanding government power and what they saw as creeping collectivism. Named after Captain John Birch, an American intelligence officer killed by communists right after World War II, the group became a rallying point for those who believed the real threat to freedom wasn't just abroad. It was the steady growth of centralized authority at home. While often labeled extreme by mainstream conservatives, it carried forward key libertarian instincts: deep skepticism of the administrative state, defense of individual rights, and a refusal to trade liberty for supposed security. The advantage is that it takes the compassion of the left, which is the desire for personal autonomy and social tolerance, and the efficiency of the right, property rights and market competition, and fuses them. Of course, there's a disadvantage which most people are terrified of: personal responsibility. In a libertarian world, you can't blame the system for your failures, but the system also can't take credit for your successes. History shows us a pattern here. When we get scared, we run to the state. Scared of poverty, build a bureaucracy. Scared of crime, build a surveillance state. But as we've seen in Canada and abroad, those protections eventually become the bars of your own cage. The libertarian sees the Stalinist gulag and the digital border guard and realizes they're the same thing: centralized power. Libertarianism isn't about "I've got mine, good luck to you." It's about compassion through voluntary action. It's believing that a neighbor helping a neighbor is worth more than a government check issued by a computer. It's the understanding that history's greatest horrors didn't come from too much freedom. They came from too much obedience. Well, we've looked at the left's digital HR department, and we've looked at the right's border guard. Now look in the mirror. Human history is a struggle between the individual and the collective. Both the left and the right want to merge you into the collective. The third way says stay yourself. And if you're tired of the knock on the door and the service interruptions to your soul, maybe it's time to just stop looking for a better leader and start looking for less government. This is the end of our 3-part series, and if you've been here since part 1, thank you. What do you think? Is the third way a fantasy, or is it our only way out of the matrix? Sound off in the comments below. If you haven't already, make sure to click subscribe. And remember, freedom isn't a gift from the government. It's the default setting. Don't let them override your code.